Hello everyone, Pallytime here, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Our party, led by Clark, the strongest and smartest of all of the Githyanki, is mere steps away from the creche located inside of the Rosimorn Monastery. The last time we were here on our Dark Urge run, we barely learned any lore about this place, and today's video, I'm going to try and change that. And of course, because we are a Githyanki, and we're following that storyline, the implications of what goes on today will echo throughout the rest of our journey through Baldur's Gate. Before we get today's episode underway, I'd like to remind you guys that we are streaming for 24 hours on November 4th to raise money for Extra Life and the Arnold Palmer Hospital in Orlando, Florida. I know a lot of you old school Pally Bros have probably heard a lot of this before, but this charity stream is the most important thing I do every year. Growing up, I was sick a lot. I mean, I was born about a month and a half premature. I spent time in the NICU right away, receiving life-saving medical treatment from my doctors. I had a heart murmur as a kid and asthma as a kid that both required medical attention. Then, growing up in my teenage years, we found out I had a sinus disease that was just leading to these debilitating headaches. I could barely function as a person. And over the course of my teenage years, I got 6 sinus surgeries. And unfortunately, the last surgery led to a brain surgery that I had to have a brain fluid leak repaired because of some complications during the final one. And all I'm trying to say is I know exactly what medical turmoil can do to a family. I lived through it. I experienced it. And giving back to other families in my community who may be going through the same thing or something even worse, I feel is one of the most important things I can possibly do. So if you want to join us for the charity stream, it's usually great vibes. We play a bunch of great games. November 4th, we're going 24 hours and helping out a good cause. Thank you guys for listening to this in our opening. I'm going to be reminding you over the course of the next couple weeks as the stream approaches. But let's get today's video underway. Thank you guys for being here. I actually woke up feeling like butt today, matter of fact. You would not believe how many takes this intro has gone through before we landed on that one. And I feel like I could have done that a little bit better today. But we're going to do the best we can with what we have. To those of you that have been leaving comments letting me know about the staff that Gale can equip, thank you very much. I'm actually considering getting some lightning charges off the ground for him now before we leave the act. But that's future Walter's problem. Let's enter the monastery basement for the first time. Inside, we immediately see Githyanki holding the hallway, even an archer perched above. But of course, we come in peace. Now, Ketherick Voss did kind of order our death, but for some reason, Lae'zel seemed really impressed by that and let it go really fast. So I guess I'm gonna let it go too.
Faithful Gish, Vlakith Gorg Shkathzai.
Shkathzai. We were not expecting visitors, kin. What brings you here?
Now, we could answer for ourselves. We do have 2 Githyanki options here. But if Lae'zel wants to be our kind of liaison here with the other Githyanki, I don't mind letting her do that. See how she would handle this situation.
We seek the Zaithisk. Show me the way.
You are infected.
Yes?
The Gate Thrall is something to eradicate, not reason with.
No, Chuka!
The faithful may be purified. This is Vlakith's protocol.
It's our right!
Fine. Let the Gustil carry out your fate. Report to the infirmary at once. And step carefully. Kreshia watches you.
Alright, it's not the warmest welcome we've ever had, but do you really expect better from Githyanki? I mean, that wasn't too bad. Now, the last time we were here as the Dark Urge, we beelined it straight to the person in charge because I showed them that I had the weapon.
I heard them making
and they wanted me to deposit it with the person that was looking for it. This time we're going to explore everywhere inside of this place. So if the commander in charge is to the east, I'm going to start by going to the west. We see 2 youthful-looking Githyanki speaking in the hallway as we first enter.
What if they don't find the weapon? Do we even know it? Forgive me, just still. I wasn't complaining. I'm honored to help search.
Of course you are.
Look at him. He's clearly not with the Inquisition.
What if I told you I had the weapon? I wonder if I could say that. Oh, we could try to deceive their way. Of course I'm with the Inquisition. Now tell me what you're gossiping about now. I really wish I could have Astarion do that behind us. Hey, that eye of yours, is that looking a little infected, buddy? Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Our queen's eyes and ears. They're her will incarnate, and right now, they're here.
Oh. Well, I'm with the Inquisition. Tell me what you're gossiping about now. It's going to be a 14. Let's do Bardic Inspiration. And let's go ahead and just do this charisma thing as well, because I imagine we're going to be in a few conversations that are going to use charisma. And I believe the astral knowledge lasts the entire day. It does. So we could use this throughout all of our deceptions, persuasions, or intimidations here inside the creche. Our first roll of the day is a 19. Very good. Very good. Rolls up to a 22.
Nothing, just still.
We were only talking about what you already know. About the weapon. The one the Kithrak can't find.
Quanirel? Keep your mouth shut. You're going to get us in deep skva.
Definitely don't keep your mouth shut. What else do you know?
The Kithrak is very worried about the Gale threat. Before you came here, discovering what is happening in Moonrise Towers was our main focus. We heard the Kithrak say the Inquisitor is wasting her time with this search for a weapon.
We? Don't bring me into it. I know when to keep my mouth shut.
You see, Githyanki politics seem to often end in violence. So you could see why not everyone would want to be involved in them. As our party moves southwest towards the first door, we see Astarion break off for a moment
This is as tight as a patriarch's purse.
as he appreciates a portrait of Vlaakith on the wall.
Word, but this imposing portrait depicts a powerful Githyanki warrior, undeniably regal in her mien.
Vlaakith herself. She is both the sun that blinds us and the void that contains us. Praise be.
Praise be!
In the corner of the painting is a small symbol you can't quite place.
Oh, interesting. Draw a new face on the portrait. I think if we did that in front of Lae'zel, we would lose our bard. We would never see him again. So let's inspect the symbol. It is going to be a history check of 21. That is going to be very lucky if we get that. It looks like Astarion doesn't know about it. However,
As hard as you rack your brain, the symbol doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
I wonder if Lae'zel could.
You stand before a truly resplendent portrait of Queen Vlaakith.
Oh, it even has different lead-in text.
In the corner of the painting is a small symbol you can't quite place.
Well, it's definitely a fireball, right? Like, that's what it looks like. Gaze upon Vlaakith's regal countenance? No, we're going to try the history check. It's only a 14 for Lae'zel, and we can do a Bardic Inspiration as well. I'm totally fine with that. Let's see what we get. A natty 20. She knows exactly what that is. Of course, she did not need our help. How dare you suggest that?
You remember seeing this symbol in a book about the denizens of the astral plane. It appears to be a depiction of a comet.
Oh, very curious. I wonder what that comet could be. Well, we might as well gaze in her greatness now.
That face, that expression, brimming with might and glory. Her power and beauty are beyond words.
All right, we'll go ahead and leave. What a wonderful painting. Behind the very first of the doors, we see a room where their young are being trained with Mage Hand. And unfortunately, it sounds like there is a child inside of that traveler's chest. What do we do about that?
Not now, Kachuki! We're busy!
How dare you speak to her like that? What's in that chest? It's making an awful noise.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Yeah, I love that you could join in. It's clearly not having a good time. You guys should stop. I mean, to be honest, though, this seems like perfectly normal Githyanki behavior. Bullying, I feel like they would teach a course on it in schools. Maybe we just let that continue. Either way, we made our way to the infirmary, and I think we should probably let Astarion do this. I mean, he has the most history with cures for the parasite. The last one didn't work. Maybe this one will.
Vertical incision from pineal eye to end of notochord. Intestinal coloration consistent with samples 231 to 259. Do you have a question? Or are you just going to stand there gawking?
Hello. I actually think I'm just going to come straight out and say it. I got a tadpole that needs removing. No reason to be discreet here. The Githyanki believe this will work. Let's trust them.
You must be desperate to seek my aid. Tell me, how long have you been infected?
At least a 10-day. Longer than you'd expect Seraphormosis to take. And with none of the symptoms.
Fascinating. So you're conscious of your infection, but showing no signs of cerebral impairment. Either your tadpole is special, or you are. We must find out which. Go to the Zaithisk. I will ensure you're cured.
See, it's guaranteed. Yeah, he turns around and all the Githyanki in our party are just giving him the thumbs up. You have my thanks.
Your gratitude is unnecessary. The procedure brings its own rewards.
Okay, that's a little cryptic and concerning. That's a little weird. So, this is what the Githyanki believe will cure me. It doesn't look like any hospital bed I've ever been in.
The device is strange, made of taut flesh and pockmarked metal. It waits for something. You feel your
like pulsating.
Stir.
Do not fear. My experience in operating this machine is unparalleled.
Fantastic.
There is nothing on any plane stronger than a Zaithisk for curing unwanted afflictions.
I love that you could kind of hear a heartbeat. Will this hurt me?
More than ceremorphosis.
Well, all right, Astarion, you better lie down. Looks comfy.
Your body grows cold, its warmth sapped by the cold metal seat. The machine awakens.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's a little more sudden.
Focus on the parasite at all times. The Zaithisk will do the rest.
Focus on the parasite at all times. You hear that, Astarion?
Layers of magic weave themselves tightly around your head. The tadpole squirms and contracts. It's trying to hide. You realize the device is hunting your parasite, but it's doing so blindly. Without direction, your faculties could be permanently damaged. Your skull
no.
groans and bends under the pressure. Then, agony.
Saving throw. Follow the doctor's instructions. Seek the tadpole. What kind of a saving throw is this? It's an intelligence one, so we're going to have a -1 roll on this. We need a 12. Oh, that's not a 12. That is very far from it. How much inspiration does our little vampire have? Perhaps he should have eaten today to also be happy. We're going to have to try again. You can do it. Hang in there. You got this. 13 minus 1. That's exactly what we needed. Perfect. Good job.
Through waves of torment, you search for the parasite's lurking presence. The device searches too. You sense its hunger, its craving. It wants the tadpole, but maybe something more.
That's it. Ignore the pain. Think of the tadpole. Think of it purged.
The parasite burrows deeper, sinking its teeth into your brain's exposed tissue. It sucks greedily. You feel yourself ebbing away, while the parasite only grows stronger. It's evolving.
Oh, you can do it. You can do it. Stay calm. This is another 15. We have a +1 from Forbidden Knowledge. Will that be enough? No. You're still inspired, right, Bard? Of all of our tales and my greatness? Try again. Believe in yourself more. There we go. Perfect. 19. We proceed. Only 2 more inspiration left.
That's it. You're almost there. The Zaithis never fails.
The device yearns for the creature, for every part of you tainted by its presence. You will be consumed. The tadpole quivers. A different magic is building within it. This one is ancient. Rotten.
No. No more.
The Dream Visitor proclaimed that. Bard saving throw harmonize with the tadpole magic and amplify it. We need an 18, +4 from charisma, +3 from charisma proficiency. That's a 2! That's a 2, Astarion! What are you doing? How is this possible? Try harder! You're better than this! Roll again! All right, seriously, we don't have a lot of time here. You got this, right? You can do this, right? 16, that should do it. We got a 23. He just needed to be inspired and encouraged by his friends each step of the way.
You pour yourself into the tadpole's putrid magic. Its strength multiplied. It unleashes on the machine. The 2 forces fuse violently together, your brain their conduit. Your body and mind drift apart. You are being undone.
Enough!
Whoa!
The room swims back into focus. Your mind is intact, yet unfamiliar. Inside it, the tadpole lives on, and you feel different.
No! The Zaithis! What have you done? My life's work gone.
And yet you live, and so does your parasite.
Her voice cuts with a fanatical edge, an obsession bordering on mania. If there's a chance the parasite lives, she wants it.
Oh, is she intending to take it? Oh, you're so wrong. The parasite's dead. I felt it die. We need a 15 for this deception. We roll a 7 +4 +3 +3. That'll do it.
Really? Then all this destruction was a symptom of its power?
Yes, definitely that.
Incredible. I am disappointed that we could not extract it alive. It would have been an exceptional specimen.
I bet it would have.
In
It's a
any
shame.
case, your problem is resolved. Leave me. I must salvage what I can.
I've been cured. As our bard walks away, we do notice a small mind flayer parasite specimen in the corner. Perhaps we will pick that up later. For now, our party turns around and continues to encourage the youth. Yes, keep it up. Purge weakness. Great job. What about the next door in this hallway? It's made of oak. How nice. As we open it, we see acid spanning across the floor of what appears to be a very large room. She said it's entirely too empty. This is the area where the young eggs of the Githyanki are incubated and kept safe. I'm obviously not going to be stealing any of these eggs, like that horrible, horrible merchant recommended that I do. I just want to know more about this. Why is there only one Githyanki egg left? And when should we be expecting more from Lae'zel after last episode?
You can tell Kithrak Therazin that my position has not changed. The egg requires more time. Furthermore...
Yes, it's
you're
me.
not from Kreshilek. What are you doing here?
Spreading my greatness everywhere I go. I wanted to see the hatchery. I didn't expect it to look so empty.
Almost all of the eggs in its clutch have hatched. We await only one more, which is taking its time. Most caretakers would not give the child its fair chance, but I shall. There could be greatness in that shell.
Hey, that's a great outlook.
Hope in his voice is tinged with weariness. It's the voice of a man who's fought the inevitable for a long time.
Interesting wisdom insight there. I'm gonna do the Githyanki option. Some eggs simply fail. Why do you care so much for this one? Again, that charisma check coming into play. We need a 14. Can we get it? 18 minus 1 plus 3. That's a 20.
Not all that arrive late are weak. I created this entire hatchery, despite being the last of my clutch to hatch. They almost drowned me in the hatching pool, if it wasn't for the Vash of my clutch. This one deserves the same chance.
I completely agree. And I didn't think that one was going to be weak. I wasn't trying to imply that. What will happen if this egg doesn't hatch?
Kithrak Therazin will give orders to destroy it. She will say it's a weakling. I'll give it a while longer. And if it doesn't hatch, it will have proven her right.
I feel like there's no harm in waiting. I really hate all these options here. I'm not trying to steal the egg, which it seems like all of these perception, deception, and intimidation roles are kind of leading me towards. So I literally have to say, why bother? The egg is clearly a dud, but I really don't believe Clark would say that. That sucks.
That is for me to decide.
See, I just made this guy mad.
Leave, I think, kin. And do not touch the egg.
Yeah, I wouldn't dream of it, my dude. Best of wishes, I hope it does hatch, genuinely. I've seen what happens when it hatches in other places, and just let me tell you, oh, it was bad. Now, moving over to the northern hallway, it seems as though there might be a class. Oh, no, it's just... I was going to say already a class in session, but it seems as though one of the teachers is just kicking one of the students on the ground.
My brain is fine.
My brain is fine.
Friendly, bloodthirsty warriors. I'm sure they'd be happy to...
I'm going to talk to him, see what's happening.
We are training to fight Gake. You think they will hesitate? They won't need to if we keep killing each other for them. It's stupid. Orphe... Silence!
Uh-oh.
It seems your childish prattling is attracting an audience. You fight again. This time, daggers only. And to the death, as instructed.
To the death.
Who wants to challenge this sniveling Istark?
Well, I mean, if he won't fight, he's useless. Kill him yourself and be done with this. That is the Githyanki option. Fighting to the death is something they are trained to do. That's how they cull the weak and keep their society strong. It also feels horrible. So maybe we don't do that. Leave the boy alone. You made your point. Oh, God. I'm curious about what he was about to say there. And my hope is that if he lives, he can tell us more about that Orphe whatever character. However, that's a 7. That's not going to get me there. We're going to need more inspiration to make this happen. Karlark only has 1 left. We need a 21. Here's the roll. Yep. Yeah, okay. The dice have been pretty good to us so far. I guess we'll just take this one on the chin. Like this kid's about to. He's about to be beat the fuck up.
And yet here you are, pathetically pleading for the same useless mercy. This is how we deal with a weakened enemy.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
Ah, a true warrior's kill. Quick, bloody, and a scream to curdle the stomach juices of Vlaakith herself. Move him out of the way. We've wasted enough time already.
That's pretty brutal.
You are
That teacher did not even hesitate, and I tried. They immediately bring in a cart and levitate him away. A stretcher and levitate him away. Okay, so if I examine the body here. He's got a potion on him. That's great. We'll put that to good use. But Orpheus, Prince of the Comet, Part 2. Sacrifice. The stone disc has Githyanki runes carved into it. Below them is drawn a translation into the common tongue. Just let me read the runes. The Prince of the Comet, Orpheus himself, led his honor guard into battle. Their red dragons bellowed their righteous anger, and the heavens erupted. The glorious prince cried to all who could hear him, "Praise be to my mother Gith, the queen of the one sky, sacrificed to the hells by the renegade Vlaakith." But the true heir, the Prince of the Comet, could not overcome Vlaakith's knights and their ill-gotten worms. Mighty Voss Gestil Kitharak let the astral sky aflame. When the ash had cleared, beloved Orpheus was gone. This is considered propaganda in anywhere that Vlaakith reigns. But it does pique my interest.
Another Orpheus story, perhaps.
And we slide it into our bag. I'm very curious to see how the students are going to respond to that. Presumably, that's not the first duel to the death that they've seen. Are they shook?
I love fighting with daggers. It's so personal.
Oh, no.
Close enough to see the light go out behind their eyes.
Fighting with daggers is personal. Try using your bare hands and then speak to Clark like that.
Did you see that? The look on Varl's face when the blade went in.
Is this the evil playthrough? Let's talk to the instructor, the warfare instructor.
Our little demonstration. A mere taste of the power Githyanki commands.
I'm going to lean into this with him just to see how he responds. Vlaakith would delight in your ruthlessness here, I am sure. Now, there is an air of sarcasm there, but
I am a humble blade tasked with carving out an army. Every bit of waste I trim away brings us closer to victory against the Gake infesting these lands. I hear they have been gathering nearby in greater numbers than usual. There should be plenty of heads for my students to take when their final test begins. Vlaakith Gorg Skathza!
Wow, determined.
No way forward.
And then that leaves only the eastern hallway here. This, of course, is where the ancient sigil is going to be, so we could teleport back in. There is a very good vendor located over here. Let's talk to the quartermistress.
Ugh, blood, rust, squar. Is there no odious substance not smeared on this delivery? The filth of these people. Unbelievable.
This plain squalor is indeed a constant source of discomfort.
I don't know how you stand it. Istics smell like pigs and die twice as loudly. Ugh.
But what is it that you are trading?
As long as what you're offering is clean.
I mean, I have gold. Everyone loves gold. This vendor does sell one of the cooler daggers in the game. This is the Knife of the Undermountain. It allows you to lower your critical hit score necessary to land a critical hit. And this will stack with many other pieces of gear in the game. Look for a build in the future using this. I think it could be very, very good. There's also a longsword here that has the Razor Gale ability. It allows you to do a cyclone of steel attack, hitting all enemies nearby once per short rest. That could be a good pickup too. I just went ahead and sold some stuff, tried to recoup some of my losses from buying so many of these elixirs of hill giant strength. Was debating buying the gloves of dexterity because I am using the graceful cloth to kind of up my dexterity up to 18. This would do it for us without having to wear that. But I think our setup right now is pretty good. I'm going to finish this off just by stocking up on a few more potions.
Go on then. Be on your way.
I will. Thank you very much. Now that means that all that there is left to do is to talk to the person in charge. Before we go down that hallway, though, Astarion very quickly slips off to the side, almost completely unnoticed by the party, and goes towards that Vlaakith painting once again.
The portrait looks down on you, as if you were little more than an insect.
You look down on me like that? How about this dexterity check? To draw a new face on the portrait, we need a 16. We roll a 13 plus 3 plus 1. We finally passed a roll on Astarion the first time we tried. Hopefully, Lae'zel isn't nearby enough to see this. Beautiful.
You take a moment to fully appreciate your masterpiece. She certainly looks a little less regal now.
I love that. I love that so much. And oh, it seems like we should leave here very quickly before
Is this?
we get caught
I need to get rid of it before the Inquisitor.
doing something else too. That Githyanki youth is going to try to get rid of that before someone else sees. But let's not forget about the specimen that we saw in this room earlier. She still seems to be looking over into that corner, which is going to hurt my chances of stealing it.
Nearby.
We cast minor illusion on the left side of the room, drawing the eye of the scientist from earlier. We take the parasites and we leave very, very quickly. Thief is on the loose! Where could he have gone? There's no way of ever knowing. Goodbye. That is so funny. I gotta be honest. I'm so happy that I brought this character along. I think he really adds to our party dynamic. Well, with the group gathered together again, Kalak moves towards the room. She will appreciate your input. What are you guys talking about?
Another outsider.
What's your
Make
tone?
yourself at home. The Chirai certainly has.
Okay.
Kithrak Therazin needs results soon, or the Inquisitor will have all our necks.
All right, I'm going to move through the door. Now, let's not forget, I have the artifact that they're trying to find.
Please, Chitrai, I can explain. The latest batch of cultists knew nothing of the astral prism. They were just trying to find Moonrise. They all head there. My Gish have drafted plans to assault the tower. They are ready to fight, Chitrai. We could sift the missing artifact from the tower's ashes if you would give us...
Quiet. Find the astral prism, Therazin. My patience falters.
Yes, Chitrai. You heard him! Go!
This is the Inquisition.
She says she remains your Kithrak. For now.
I wonder if we... Oh, excuse me. Out of the way, of course. Or I'll just stand in it. I wonder if we could encourage them to really go towards Moonrise. Maybe we could end up like assaulting the tower together or something. That would sound so cool. I'm gonna see who this is on the side.
Something to say. Speak to the Kithrak.
Of course, of course, of course. Let's head up. It seems we know what happened to the captives we saw coming into the monastery earlier. They are now being eaten by the wolves.
Honored Kithrak, may Vlaakith show us truth. You are not familiar to me, Rastil. Do you bring news of the weapon?
I'm gonna say your sentries thought I could be of use to the Inquisitors.
The Inquisitor? On what grounds?
Well, I have proof of an illicit invasion and might help your Inquisitors to rethink his priorities.
We have all the proof we need, and it has not moved his resolve. We know infected flock to Moonrise Towers. I reported the gathering masses back to Tunarath. In response, they sent an Inquisitor. Instead of ordering an assault, we were told to join in this mad hunt for an ancient relic. Inquisitor Wargaz has the Queen's ear, so we have no choice but to follow him in this folly.
If the Inquisition seeks the weapon, it must be vital. Tell me of it.
It is small, angular, metal, adorned with Tirsu script, stolen by true soul heretics.
You realize she seeks the artifact you carry.
He's the enlightened one.
You know something. Do you have it?
Vlaakith be praised, I believe I do. I have found the weapon you seek.
Shema Zala Vlaakith. Give it to me.
Produce the artifact.
No. No!
Oh, how'd you do that?
Yes.
Teach that to Kalark.
There it is. Exactly as described. The Inquisition will finally come to an end.
Yeah, it came flying back into my hands.
Trickery? Heresy? How did you...
I don't know. I didn't do anything.
When I cannot? It appears you have been chosen, Vin Isk. How lucky you are. Take the weapon yourself, then. Seek the Chutrai below.
Now, in order to go below, she's of course going to have to open that force field for us that she just closed. She does that by producing a gem.
The Inquisitor awaits. Follow the corridor.
Funny enough, I've stolen that gem in another playthrough. I do not recommend doing it. Now, as far as what lies ahead, the game just auto-saved, so you know it can't be good. We're going to continue our adventures deeper inside the creche next time. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I will see you again tomorrow.